Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Now, I have a man on the other line who actually needs no introduction, so I won't introduce him. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hello, I'm a man who needs no introduction, just talent. Terrible joke. My name's Sylvester McCoy, and this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. Howdy, folks. Welcome to another edition of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. Because we just have a short, limited amount of time for this gentleman with us, let me introduce the team right away. This is Dave from the rathole.ca. How you doing there, Dave?
I'm doing great.
Good.
Looking forward to
it. We got Melanie Dean from Pieces of Melee. How you doing there, Melanie?
Excited.
Don't tell him. Shh. We won't tell him. And we also have Mike Faber from Earth Station 1. How you doing there, Mike?
Hey, guys. Oh, it's an honor and a half to be here today. I'm really excited about this.
Shh, I don't want Sylvester to know I'm totally geeking out. Look at this sweater I got.
I know.
I know. I was wondering, you must have stolen that from me. Give it
No,
back.
I did not. We only met once, and you weren't wearing this sweater. Wait. Dave, show them the sweater. I'm sorry. For the folks on the audio, Dave and I are wearing the question mark signature sweater.
I'm not wearing it yet. I'm being professional.
I'm wearing the sweater. You're fangirling there. And welcome, folks. My name's Christian Basil. We are here with the legendary Seventh Doctor actor, Sylvester McCoy. How you doing there, Sylvester?
I'm very well. It's very nice to be in your basement. You're up there, aren't you? You're just up there above me. So
it's got to be the prettiest basement because I have a nice painting in my basement down in France somewhere.
Yes.
It's gorgeous there. Gosh, we haven't
It's
met.
bigger on the inside. That's why.
It's bigger on the inside. First of all, I want to make an announcement, Sylvester, because you and I have something in common with a bunch of other former Doctor Who's.
Yeah,
Sylvester, trust me, we're not up there. For those of you who are just joining us, August 20th, we celebrate a birthday together with Sylvester McCoy, Sophie Aldred, Dalek operator and Big Finish's Barnaby Edwards, and the late great Mr. Anthony Ailey, and myself. Happy birthday to you, Sylvester McCoy. August 20th. Happy birthday to all of us. I call it the survival birthdays because 3 of you were in survival on that day. So you guys worked on that. Oh my goodness. It's just
right.
Great.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've been busy since Doctor Who, and we want to go ahead and get to that. There's 2 movies that you're going to be coming out. One of them is going to be coming out September, if I'm not mistaken. It is called The Owners, and not only that, you are with a former Doctor Who alumni herself, Maisie Williams from Game of Thrones as well. It's probably the only time that you're going to see the 7th Doctor take on me, and I do that mean literally me. So, Sylvester, tell us a little bit about The Owners and how you got involved and what's it all about?
Well, what happened was that my agent was telephoned by a casting director who had recommended me to the director of the film. And I went along, I met him, and there you go. We got on really well, and the part was mine. And I was very excited to do it because I'm a great fan of Chabrol, who's a French auteur who does kind of psychological dramas. which are quite. I would imagine you might know them, and working with a French director on a psychological drama seemed very exciting.
Now, later on today, when you leave, we're actually going to be showing our friends and fans out there the trailer to The Owners with Maisie Williams and Sylvester McCoy. This is not the first time, believe it or not, that folks, when people tell me Sylvester McCoy can play a villain, I didn't believe it. And one point, I don't know if you remember the movie, but Three Kinds of Heat was one of the movies I saw. You got to be with Mary Tam, who played.
I shot Mary Tam.
You shot Mary. You shot the first Ramona.
I know. I'm surprised the Doctor Who fans have ever forgiven me for that. Really, beautiful, delicious, lovely, sad. She's gone, Mary Tam. She was lovely.
I know. Yeah. I was mad because one of the characters describes you. They said, "What does he look like?" And this is part of the dialogue. It goes, "Short, ugly, little Caucasian." I'm like, "What? No, he's not. That is awful." Yes, that is so awful there. But I also saw you in Beyond Fear, and that is a scary drama, scary drama.
Yes, that was an interesting one. I mean, that was based on an actual true event, and acting that role was very creepy. I found it very difficult. I used to have to rush home and have a shower afterwards because it made my skin creep playing the man who's still in prison, I hope. I hope he's not out there looking for me. Anyway, that'll be another horror movie. So that was a weird thing to do, but I was glad I did it.
Now, what kind of differentials are between playing the Doctor and playing a villain? How did you approach the role for The Owners? What did you look into? Did you look into the history of this? Is this actually based on a true story, or what led you to play the character that you did in that role? I mean, aside from casting wise, but how did you approach this?
Well, I mean, I'm not a method actor really. I'm an instinctive actor. I sometimes have no plan. I kind of step off the cliff of acting when I'm going onto the stage or when I'm doing any film, and hopefully fly. It's weird. It's an instinctive thing. It just comes, and most of the time it's worked for me, which is very lucky, really. I mean, I approached the Doctor, as far as I was concerned, this was a love story, a horror love story. He loves his wife so much, and he's losing her to, to her brain is melting slowly, and in order to hang on to her, he wants to make her sharp and pleased and please her. And so for the love of her, he does whatever she wants. And she actually is basically incredibly evil as well. Right. And so that's how I approached it. I approached it as with love and horror.
Well, it's always interesting to hear how the actor portrays a villain, because in the villain's mind, they're not a villain. So it's nice to know that you came into the role out of love for the wife. And I just for this role, was there anything specific like in the script where you were just could not wait to like just chomp at a scene?
Oh gosh, I mean the problem is the director kept sitting on me. I want to be and he said, no, hang on. Oh please, I want blood. Please. Yes, no, he had to hold me back a bit. I wanted to get to those horror bits really quickly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you enjoy horror?
More fun. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you do enjoy horror over the other genres, or?
Well, no. Being a villain is much more fun. It's good fun being a villain. I mean.
Now, do you tend to watch horror movies, or do you have more fun just playing those roles, and then you're not really maybe a fan of horror? Or do you watch horror genres in particular?
Not really, no. I mean, I suppose The Shining or things like that, but not real horror films. Mm-hmm. I when I was a child, I did watch. I was terrified of a film called. What was it called? 5 Finger Exercise? No.
The Beast with 5 Fingers?
Oh, yeah, The Beast with 5 Fingers. That's what it was
right.
called.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
I remember I was a child. I watched it, and I had a raincoat on because I come from the west of Scotland and it rains all the time. So anyway, I had a raincoat on, and I watched it through the buttonhole of my raincoat, the whole film, just like that. Terrified. Yes, that was. And no, I'm not a great horror movies person. I went to a horror convention in Tulsa in a weird hotel, and there was very few people turned up, but those that did turn up had their brains hanging out their heads. I mean, it was all makeup, but it was a bit disturbing. And there was a long corridor, just like The Shining. And at the end of the corridor, it was all burnt. And I said, how did that happen? And they said, well, there was people down there with a crack factory, and they set light to it and destroyed it. And then when I went down for breakfast in the morning, it was a bit like pre-coronavirus. There were people sitting at tables, single people sitting at tables, only single, and they were all talking to themselves. And then I went up to the lady behind the counter, and she looked as if she'd walked out of a horror film. And I said, is this all you've got for breakfast? And there was scrambled eggs and then cocktail sausages, little sausages. And she just picked them up with her hand and said, just sausages and egg. That's all we've got.
That's what I was out there. Now, you talked about the coronavirus, and I know we've interviewed a lot of friends. We interviewed Sophie. We interviewed Nick Briggs. It's made a big impact in Europe and the UK, and I'm sure it's made a big impact in France. But how were you able to finish them? Were you able to finish? Well, it's in its final product right now. But how was it working? Going into this, how is it like working now? And especially with a team like Maisie Williams and all those guys out there, what was it like working on the set with them?
Well, this was pre-coronavirus. We did it. Yeah, so it was all finished, done and dusted. So, I mean, the other film, Perfect Strangers, I mean, we did that in January, so we finished the acting bit. So the editing had to be done, I suppose, and that was their problem to try and solve, which I think they have done.
Right.
But it was, I mean, working with Maisie was great. I mean, she is so experienced as an actress. I mean, she's been doing it since she was a child, really.
Right.
And I
literally
think her future is going to be great, not only as an actress, but I think she could be a director and a producer. She knows the industry inside out. She's so intelligent and bright.
Wow.
And she can teach one a thing or two. So that was great working with her. And working with Rita Tushingham, whom I'd never met before, but we got on like a house on fire. And she's from Liverpool, and Liverpudlians are the funniest people you could ever meet. So wait a minute,
how do you pronounce that? Liverpudlians? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Okay.
People
I just want to make sure I get that right.
Yes, a Liverpudlian. I mean, the thing is, it's on the west of England. I suppose puddle is very appropriate, really, because it rains all the time. But she was so funny, and when we did a really horrible scene, you come off and we'd turn into a double act. In fact, they said we should go on the road with the act.
Now you mentioned Melanie's lost it. Now you've mentioned another movie that you were working on, and we'll bring up the title Perfect Strangers. Now here's one that you also worked with some Doctor Who alumni. You worked with Fraser Hines and Caitlin Blackwood, who played Amelia Pond in the new series there. What was it like working on that film? And I don't think it's not the first time that you and Fraser have worked together. Is that correct? I think you've worked on other projects. I
don't think we did.
Oh, really?
No. I think it was the first time we worked together.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've been on to conventions with them.
Oh, okay.
And maybe on the stage, in the early days of conventions, they used to do cabarets late at night. But no, I'm sure I haven't done anything with him. But then I'm losing it. I need someone to come along and do.
Can I volunteer just to follow you around and just tell you what's been going on out there?
I know this movie's slated for hopefully a Christmas release, because I believe you filmed The Owners first, and it was able to stay on production till, at least for now, its digital release. But is this one, as far as we know, possibly for Christmas?
I think they're hoping to do that and get it out by Christmas. It's supposed to be Scotland's first Christmas film, really. Oh. We made it in Glencoe. Now, there's a place of horror. I don't know if you know about Glencoe.
Unfortunately, I know nothing of Glencoe. Do tell.
But do tell.
Okay. historic. It was George III, the defeat of Bonnie Prince Charlie, and all the clans of Scotland who had to swear allegiance to the king. They had to write a letter and send it to Edinburgh. And if they didn't, dire things would happen. Well, the McDonald's of Glencoe, nothing to do with the people who make those dreadful burgers, the McDonald's of Glencoe lived in the valley, and they'd sent a letter off, but because the winter was so bad and dangerous, the letter never got there. Mm-hmm. So the Duke of Argyll was instructed to send his clan to to reprimand them. So they were called the Campbells. So the Campbells arrived. And in those days, everyone was very welcome, because it's a harsh life. So the McDonald's welcomed the Campbells in, and they had wine, whiskey and porridge and all the Scottish things. And they had 3 or 4 nights together. Everyone was very nice. And then the third night, the Campbells got up and massacred them all.
Oh, wow.
And it's one of the dark stories of Scotland. And it has the atmosphere when you go there. There's a terrible atmosphere because they massacred these poor people. And the thing is that they had sent the letter off. It just hadn't got there. Anyway, I was filming there and in an inn. And on the door of the inn, it says Campbell's forbidden. So anyone called Campbell wasn't allowed to come in.
Oh, so to this day, that's kind of the thing where it's like, look, if your last name's Campbell, just don't. We don't want to.
You're not welcome. You're not welcome.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. So Fraser and I, we had a great time up there. It was wild. It was in January. We nearly get blown off the road and gales, and it was near the place where the last James Bond was made. Where he had a house in Scotland and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, Skyfall.
Yeah, it was. I stood. There's a photograph of me standing in the very same place that he and M stood next to the Aston Martin. I'm standing next to the TARDIS.
Show off. Nice.
You just had to throw that in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
It needs to be done. Sylvester, can you tell us just a little bit about Perfect Strangers? You got a few minutes there. And tell us your role in it.
Well, Perfect Strangers is kind of a rom-com, but a love story of 2 people who don't like each other, but because they end up, because of the snow and the gales and the terrible weather, being thrown together, and then one can imagine, if a rom-com, what the end will be, really. And Fraser and I just play a couple of old cronies in the bar making comments, and miserable old cronies who spend Christmas and New Year there. Christmas and New Year in this inn because the wives have left us because we're miserable old bleepers.
Oh my! I definitely got to catch that movie, but I just want to remind people with the owners, it's coming out September the 4th. It's just around the corner.
Wow!
And all of North America, all of North America, it's digital, so you can download it. Make sure you do that.
Definitely.
Right.
And Perfect Strangers is targeted to come out around Christmas time. That is with Fraser Hines. That is with Caitlin Blackwood. And that is with the wonderful and great Sylvester McCoy. Go ahead, Dave. I see you guys.
I have one question about the owners. You managed to do it in Shakespeare. You managed to do it in an opera. Did you pull out the spoons?
No, I kept trying to get them to do it.
Disembowel. It's like,
that's just so rude.
Yes, sadly, they didn't allow me to do it. I think at one time they were toying with it, but then we were under a great deal of pressure to, get the film done. And so those are luxuries when you've got time. We didn't have it.
Did you get to whistle or bird call?
No, don't think so. Can't remember.
I love that.
Yeah.
I
No.
think I got that with the fair down the pants.
Yes. Maybe I'm not sure. I don't think so. I most likely whistled because we were out in a lovely house surrounded by great grounds and there were lots of birds. I think I might have talked to them a bit.
Sylvester, we're coming to the end of the show, and I've got to ask. This has been a personal question, and no, this is going deep back. in the Secret Policeman's other ball, did that fork really hit you where it hit you? That's going away. You remember that?
It fucking did.
Oh my god!
That is awesome.
All righty, that's
I don't know
what happened was not.
Gotcha. Sylvester, thank you so much for coming on. If you got a moment or two, is there anything else besides the strangers and the owners, Perfect Strangers and the owners that is coming up? Please let everybody know, or where everybody can find you and follow you. Not literally, just on the social media wise, where they can find you.
Well, no, I mean, I don't really. I'm kind of keep away from social media. If someone does it for me, so I've no idea.
That's probably a good idea, actually.
Really smart idea.
But there is a possibility. We were supposed to be making it, but in March, but because of coronavirus, there's another film with Rob Zombie directing it.
Are you kidding me? Wow.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to come
anyway,
back
we're hoping that might happen maybe next March.
Oh my goodness! You got to come back on and tell us that. We got so much to say and so much to do, and I know you're on a heartbreak. But Sylvester McCoy, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for taking your time out. Definitely, folks, this Christmas, Perfect Strangers, and coming up September 3rd, September 4th. Thank you. I better get that right. September the 4th, The Owners. Check out Sylvester McCoy. We're definitely going to be checking it out. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we're going to continue our discussion. Thank you so much for coming on, Sylvester. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and become part of the legend. Say goodbye, Sylvester.
Goodbye, Sylvester.
Thank you.
Bateman.
What's the Bateman?
A novel set in Florida. Written by Florida author D.L. Havlin. Suspense, mystery, and murder.
Evidence is in the bait.
The Bateman is available at local bookstores and online.
Jackie Sonnenberg's My Soul to Keep is a ghost story rooted in the realities of actual cults. When 13-year-old Sky Monroe arrives at her new boarding school, all she can think about is death and connecting with the afterlife. Soon she discovers her school's spirituality group, the Guardians of Light, and they have a secret. They can speak with the dead, and the organization is a cult. But this isn't Sky's only problem. The campus house where Sky resides is haunted, and even the ghosts have an agenda. They intend on getting the souls they want. Filled with mystery and intrigue plucked straight from the headlines, author Jackie Sonnenberg's research and attention to detail give this ghost story an even more eerie atmosphere. Find My Soul to Keep on Amazon.com today. Deborah Parmley's Jenna's Christmas Wish.
Santa, if there's one thing I want for Christmas more than anything, it's someone to spend Christmas with. Someone who really wants me to be there.
Head to the mountains of East Tennessee with romance author Jenna Hart for a Christmas writer's workshop. Since her mother passed after a long illness, Jenna has had one wish. She doesn't want to spend Christmas alone. Meeting Niccolo Maldini, cover model and actor, could make more than Jenna's Christmas wish come true. Unless Ember, Niccolo's ex-girlfriend, does something crazy to stop them from being together. It's a mountain Christmas romance you won't want to miss in Deborah Parmley's Jenna's Christmas Wish. Now on Amazon.com.
I don't care what happens for the rest of the day. I just interviewed Sylvester McCoy. Thanks, everybody, for playing. We could end the show now if we wanted to. I'm done here.
You're floating like 4 feet above your chair right now, pretty much. You're just like, I'm a happy boy.
Out the window. Yeah.
So I saw it because I realized what you were doing. You're doing the Christmas wish.
So we're allowed to fangirl now, right?
Just
checking. We're allowed to fangirl at this point.
If it makes you happy, sure. Yeah.
Our apologies to everybody in the comments in the chat rooms it was literally, we were told you have 15 minutes with him. It was get the questions in and all that kind of stuff. So there are quite a few comments on here that Christian, if you could pull up Carl.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and bring those up. Hang on one second. Again, we apologize. We want to thank you all for joining us, but yeah, we were on a time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go, Dave. There we go. There, Carl.
Yeah, I have my Radagast painting in the background.
Yeah, I saw. Yep, right there. I noticed that when you were gone. It was awesome.
Well, we're just jumping into the chats, and Carl Witzman says, I recall meeting Mr. McCoy when he was first named as the Doctor and hadn't been on the screen yet. It was an introductory tour. It was a pleasure. So I met him over at the Coliseum of Comics with you, Melanie.
Yeah, that's where I got. All right,
you got that signed over there, and this is where I got. Yeah, I love this picture to my dying day. So I just put that on the desk for Sylvester. And then for those of you who are listening on the radio show, I apologize. It's Sylvester just basically putting his hands over the traveling TARDIS and giving the biggest grin out there. There you go. Melanie's got it.
Holding it up. It's going to be going home shortly. I think this weekend.
So we want to thank everybody for joining us. No, this is not the end of the episode. We're just taking it. But we do want to geek out about what just happened. Yeah, Mackenzie just put in the chat, said that was such an amazing moment. Yeah, Mackenzie, I'm still kind of geeking out. And go ahead, Mel.
Oh, no, I was just going to say now for the extra treat that we had planned here.
Yes.
Notice that we were talking about the owners. And if you have not seen the trailer, you guys get to watch it now.
Oh, it's spooky. It is spooky.
Whatever you love about Sylvester is going to change in the next couple of minutes.
It's going to be more. It's going to be more.
It's going to be more. Here we go, folks. Ready? There we go.
There it is.
Tell me what's going on!
A doctor? Nice big house like this.
There is a ton of cash. We wait till they get back. They give us what we want.
I want to get out of here, Nathan.
I'm doing this for you, me, the baby.
This won't get you anywhere but prison.
Nathan, don't do this.
Give me the combination.
Richard, no. We have to get into the hospital.
The hospital is 30 miles away. I seriously doubt you can survive the journey. Oh, goodness. You don't look at all well. Please sit here and wait for the ambulance to arrive. Oh, we really must fumigate this place again soon. The plague, vermin, every sort of pest.
We have to get out.
Don't worry. Everything will be fine.
I've told you 1,000 times. Shoes off at the door. She needs to be punished. She'll ruin everything.
Very well. If that's what you want.
Tell me what's going on!
Just a few minutes more, and then a lovely long sleep.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'm all for I love like vigilante kind of things, or where you're not sure who I'm rooting for, and am I rooting for somebody? But you know, the table's turned. It's no longer that they were going to be the victims, and these kids end up finding out no, they're the monsters of this movie. So,
oh my God.
And just Sylvester's soothing, creepy voice, because it's just I can't wait.
He just happened to pick on the right
in this movie. Besides a psycho, he's a doctor.
Yes.
Did you see that in the opening? Yeah, he goes like, "A doctor afforded this," or something like that. I forget what was the line, but it's like,
he's a doctor. He has lots of cash in there, and I kept on thinking, oh, because it's bigger on the inside. That's
oh my God!
Yeah.
That is correct, Mackenzie. Mackenzie writes in that totally gave me. I know when I first saw it, I was like, "Holy cow! Holy!" I can't even explain. But then again, I saw him in Beyond Fear, And that was a psychological thriller based on a true story, and that freaked me out to watch him turn evil. I saw him in Mike, you might know this one, Probe. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah. Oh God,
Probe.
yes.
And
Yeah.
he was kind of like anti-hero because he was kind of like bad guy, but he kind of.
But he was gray in that one. He wasn't black or white. He was gray in that one. You kind of rooted for him, but even though he wasn't doing what you really thought he should be doing, and everything, and that was cool with Sylvester. Like this one, it's neat because you expect it to be, oh, he's an old guy, and him and his wife come home, and the bad kids are going to have their way with him, and that was going to be the horror movie. But it was neat how they turned the tables right away on them, and it was just awesome. It was really awesome to see.
And not only that, it's when you first saw that trailer, and you've had the history with Sylvester McCoy being the Doctor, being the good guy, being the lovable character, and then you see him in this. What was your reaction to that? I mean, what kind of face were you making at the time when all that went down, when you were watching it? I was just like, oh my God, because Carl Witzman goes, holy crap, that was too scary for me.
I got excited. This is one of the few times where I just started like getting excited. I was like, I showed it to my husband, like, honey, you gotta see this. And he's looking at it, and at one point, he ended up tried when he saw it based on a novel, and I guess he said that the novel is French. But I think he couldn't find anything that was like audible kind of English translation. I don't know, but now he's off on trying to find the original source material to watch, because it's just, I like these kind of movies where the tables are turned and you don't expect that these two are going to be the bad guys. And what I loved how in the trailer, you don't know how he got the upper hand, because it didn't seem like he was about, it's like,
I thought he was about to get a power saw to the arm or something. Exactly. It's like, what? How did that change? Exactly. But the thing is, and the one thing Sylvester brought up while we were interviewing him, how he's almost like the secondary. It's mostly the wife who is the psycho, because she's losing, as he says, her brain is deteriorating, and he's just trying to make his wife happy in this. And you don't get that at all from the trailer, though. You don't at all. The only time
one or two little moments, but no.
The one time you kind of get it is, we've told you 1,000 times to take off your shoes when you come in that, and slap Stacey Williams. It was just like, that's the way you think that maybe she's losing it there. But that's the only time you really see it. So
and also because they added something into the feature, which it's not a bunch of. It gave a little bit of humanity to the kids, because Maisie's character is pregnant. So now we kind of have a feeling for her, because they're scrap for cash. They're going to have a kid, I'm assuming. And
that little aside of him going, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for the baby. That's why I went, okay, so she's in here preggers.
Right. So it's not just there was a bunch of kids walking into a house and then robbing it. There is some structure behind it. So it goes back to what you were saying, Melanie. Do we root for them, or do we root for the owners? So which one is it?
No matter what, I'll root for Sylvester. So
exactly.
Pretty much. No, I got the same vibe from this, like the first reaction, as the first time, and I said this earlier, when Robin Williams did 1 Hour Photo.
He was awesome in that one.
Oh my God!
Right? It's just so anti-typecast, and even though Sylvester's done other stuff in this genre, it's so rare. He does Shakespeare, like I said, and he pulls out the spoons and is doing comedy because he's the fool to Ian McKellar's King Lear.
Right.
He does no matter what he does, he brings a smile. He no matter whether, even if it's not comedy, you just kind of go, ah. And then this.
Not this. Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, and I think this is going to be neat, because this is a completely different type of role for him, and which is nice that he's, even at this age, and I'm not trying to be ageist or anything, even at this age, he's willing to take chances and break character and type, which is nice. Because even when he was in The Hobbit, he kind of was the same kind of character he was as the Doctor in some ways.
A little bit.
And so, but this one, this is not what you expect at all, which is nice. and everything.
No, absolutely. Many times you'll see in horror movies. I mean, the bad guy, if it's a monster, the bad guy will be a monster, so it'll be outer worldly. It'll be beastie, whatever kind of thing. Or if it's a person, it's usually a male, probably more younger, more fit, that kind of thing. They use that way. The Michael Myers, the Freddy-ish, but you know what I mean. They can run. You're never going to really see somebody like an older couple, clearly retired. Maybe you've seen a couple of horror movies here and there where the old, like maybe the little old lady or something, it becomes a facet of a bad guy, but not the center bad guy. Maybe like some type of ancillary kind of thing, like in a haunted house, that kind of deal. Here, clearly, these two people are the villains, and you just don't see that a lot in horror. So or at least in mainstream horror, I should say. Yeah. And this movie, as far as I know, was supposed to have a theatrical release here, but unfortunately could not. So that's why they already have their North American release date for September 4th, and why it's going to have to go digital. Because this would be one that I would have gladly went to a theater and just my popcorn just ate, got the whole bucket. Okay, now I need another one. Ah!
Exactly. Blood and gore. Exactly.
It just seems like this is going to have a lot of more. It seems faster paced, that it's not going to be one of those slow burn kind of suspense kind of horrors.
No. And that's one of the cool things about it. If you notice, you're getting a lot of Doctor Who actors playing out of character for them. Recently, you saw pictures of David Tennant. He's getting ready to play this, I guess, serial killer. Yeah. And he looks awesome in it. If you haven't seen it, I just don't know. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, the role he's going to be playing.
Oh, it was the Dennis.
Yeah.
Dennis? I think it was an actual Scottish serial killer.
Yeah, exactly. But then you also have Matt Smith is going to be playing Manson.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he looks awesome as Charles Manson. And it's pretty darn awesome to see. And now you have Sylvester doing this. It's pretty darn awesome.
Looking awesome as Manson are not words that normally go together in a sentence. Just saying.
No.
So are we saying our doctors are psycho killers? Matt's doing Manson. Sylvester's doing the owners, and
horror tends to be fun for the actor because you really do get to play in a world of make-believe in vis-a-vis that these aren't people who are going to think like killers and go be, killing people and being a serial killer, that kind of fun. Right. So horror can have a little bit more freedom, I think, of just really cutting loose, and that you don't have to. We don't need micro expressions in this. If you want to go ahead and just scream bloody murder and run down the hall, I can see that this can be a little bit more fun. It's a lot different for an actor, so it's going to be exciting to watch.
But I want this especially now that Halloween's kind of just been a dud. I want this in my arsenal. I want The Exorcist. I want Halloween. I want Friday the 13th. I want the owners to be part of, and I confess, and I think we've tripped up a couple times. I called it The Others by accident, which has another doctor, and then it's another slightly horror story. But I want the owners. It just looks so good that, and Sylvester is just on par. There's a thing I've never would have imagined him being a bad guy, let alone a serial killer. But that his personality. No offense to him, but I mean, he could swing it either way.
Yeah.
He can be the good guy and the bad guy. And Melanie.
Oh, no, there's a comment from Debbie Waters off the YouTube. And
I did see that. Put that up there. Owners is adapted from the graphic novel. Yeah, hi, Debbie Waters. Owner is adapted from the graphic novel, and I'm going to say this wrong. Dave,
you do it. You're kind of you're Canadian.
You're Canadian. Don't stereotype him like that. Uni Nuit di Plane Lune by Herman and Yves H. I did my best, Debbie. I'm sorry if you want to put
the. I know my brain is my French.
I know. Oh my God, there.
Don't even try it.
I'm not.
Not Alberta doesn't do French. I mean, there's lots of French here, but as a rule, no.
You have to go a couple thousand miles east.
Yeah. Well, it's actually pretty much any other province, but I took 1 year of it in 5th grade.
Oh.
Speaking of French, because I have absolutely no way to segue on this one, we've got a commercial break. When we return, we're going to continue our discussion at the Legend of the Trap. What's that?
Oh, those. Debbie, thank you. She translated it to the Night of the Full Moon.
Oh, did she? Okay, where is it? Where is it?
Awesome.
Very, very bottom.
Translate as Night of the Full Moon. Thank you,
That's
Debbie.
awesome.
Thank you.
I would have been just floundering around.
I was trying to like, that's moon. Commercial. Sorry.
Derek Hartley, thank you for joining. He's just asking me where and what the TARDIS background is. I'd love to get one. Can you send the link to that? I was given this as a gift. It's actually a shower curtain. Sorry. It is a shower curtain. I could take a shower in it, but not in this room.
Please not. No.
Okay, we were talking about commercials. Heading for
Yeah.
a commercial break. Please continue to stay logged on, tune in, become part of the list.
Hi, I'm Claudia Christian with some exciting updates in the Sinclair Method world. First of all, we launched our new coaching page. It's yoursinclairmethod.com, so you can go there and book a session with one of our fabulous coaches. You can also reach that page by visiting c3foundation.org. It's at the top of the landing page of the website. The second piece of news is Journeys is out. Woohoo! This book has been a long time in the making, and it is available in Amazon, Barnes & Noble, your local bookstore, and there's a limited amount of signed copies at c3foundation.org. So get your copy of Journeys now and visit the coaching page for some wonderful support. If you're on the Sinclair Method, you can book a session with a variety of different coaches. Take care and be well.
Alien invaders enslave Earth.
Unleashing hunters into the ruin wastes.
One young survivor struggles to elude their monsters, clinging to hope.
When he's stolen off the planet by a sarcastic starship AI, they pit their uneasy alliance against a treacherous galaxy.
Explore a whole new verse of barbarism and betrayal.
Wonder and adventure.
In the Scion series
by Michael J. Allen.
Beginning with Book 1, Scion Conquered Earth.
Available in print, ebook, and audio on Amazon.com.
Experience Samara's adventure as she imagines the people around her change into friendly cartoon animals right before her eyes. Journey with her in this poetic tale, My Cartoon Imagination at School.
And if you're watching this on the live feed on Facebook, YouTube, or on, I think it was Twitter. No, not Twitter. Twitch. If you're watching this on Twitch, don't thank us. Thanks to our friends at geekinsider.com.
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
And welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS radio show. Well, actually, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, or if you're listening to us on a radio show or on our podcast, thank you so much for joining us. Okay. For those of you who are listening to our podcast, I apologize, but Melanie's putting up a picture that she drew that was signed by Sylvester McCoy, and you said it was over at the Coliseum Comics the day that he appeared. That is a gorgeous picture of Radagast. Did I get that?
The painting is of Radagast. So awesome. It's of Radagast the Brown, and for our podcast listeners, it is signed. But the fun fact story is under the Y in McCoy. Here's a tiny little 7.
Oh, I didn't catch that when I saw it. Oh, wow, thank you.
That's how he signs. So if you ever get anything signed by Mr. McCoy, he has a tendency of putting 7 in the Y of McCoy.
Aha.
I'll go double check that.
And we're continuing and just wrapping up pretty much our discussion for what hopefully you guys caught, which is our talk with Sylvester McCoy. Just a reminder for those of you who may have missed it or just interested on the information, the owners will be coming out on September the 4th. Sorry, I'm just reading this aloud. Yeah, I said the 4th. What is everybody putting up numbers there? Starring Maisie Williams and the lovely Sylvester McCoy. Everybody take a look. Okay, we'll go this way. We'll take a look. There you go. There we go. Anyway, it looks really good. We did play the trailer for it, and we will have all this information on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS as the information approaches there. But September the 4th will be premiering, and also we will. We're very interested in this movie. Very interested. This is Perfect Strangers, starring Natalie Clark and Kenny Boyle, but it features Doctor Who alumni Sylvester McCoy, Fraser Hines, better known as Jamie from the second Doctor's time, and Caitlin Blackwood, better known as Amelia Pond, the little girl that grew up girl who waited.
Yeah, she's going to be 21 this year, dude.
Oh my
Can you
god!
believe
What?
that? Yes, she's my son's. She's my son's age. And
are you serious? I'm just gonna die now.
Old age.
Tweeted out. Macaulay Culkin had tweeted out of Home Alone fame. Hey guys, just want, I'm 40. Feel old yet? Or like something like
shut up.
Which is awesome. It's just awesome.
I was just like, wow, man is just spitting fire.
Yeah.
Mackenzie Floor says, "Thanks for making me feel old." Yeah, you're welcome, Mackenzie.
What?
How do you think I feel? I got the 21-year-old. No.
That is so not fair. That is so not fair. And welcome back, folks. My name is Christian Basil. Dave from therathole.ca. If gaming is your game, this is the man to be checking out, therathole.ca. Melanie Dean, the lovely artist and our good director of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS show. And, of course, speaking of Doctor Who shows and other geekdom, you can check out Mike Faber at Earth Station 1. Tell them a little bit more about it, because I know you do Doctor Who, but what other stuff do you do there, Mike?
Oh God!
Because I know you've grown a little bit there.
Yeah,
being sarcastic about that.
I'm trying to take it off. Don't worry. You know,
we got the COVID going
the COVID stuff. You know, but I actually have a thing. It's called the ESO Network, and we have 23 shows on our network, and we basically have a couple Doctor Who podcasts. I host one of them. It's called Earth Station Who, and we do it when Doctor Who's not new. We do it every other week. Melanie's been on. Christian, you've been on the show.
Yes.
Dave, we need to get you on, of course. We'll get you on. And basically, we review Big Finish, we review comics, we review the TV shows, and it's pretty awesome. And we a lot of times have people come on our show to remember, talk about their favorite episodes. So it's pretty awesome. But Earth Station 1 is a total geek podcast. Each week it's a different topic. Like this last week, we just put out our science podcast. Tonight, we're going to watch Bill and Ted. So, that'll be awesome. And we're going to review that for the podcast this week. So it should be a lot of fun. But, it's awesome. We interview people, we talk to people, we put people in the geek seat. It's a lot of fun, excitement stuff. And, other shows we have on, we have a science podcast, we have a wrestling podcast, we have a book review podcast. We're talking to some folks. We're going to be adding a Star Wars podcast to it and a Marvel podcast also. So, it should be kind of cool. So
you're just covering just a few of the bases, right? Just a few minor bases out there.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Well,
exactly. Well, that's why we call the ESO Network your station for all things geek.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty awesome. And then on top of it, I teach and mentor people how to podcast. So.
Oh really?
Cool. Yeah.
Because I have no idea what I'm doing. So you need to take one of those classes.
You're a podcaster. You're supposed to, you basically, fake it as you go along. So it's pretty awesome.
Oh, I won't go there. Anyways, well, welcome back, folks. We were just talking about Sylvester. If anybody wants to go into the chats and talk more about what you saw, and just pay tribute to the Seventh Doctor and the man, the wonder of Sylvester McCoy and all of his stuff that he's done. Oh my God, I was just.
Well,
I could end the show.
Story of Sylvester when you showed the photo of him with holding the TARDIS here at NASA. So
yeah.
How did you get that photo of him here?
I was asked by some friends I was asked by a friend who, and let me show the picture, and I apologize for our online friends. I'll explain it to you. Sylvester McCoy with the traveling TARDIS in front of, the Space Shuttle Atlantis in NASA. You don't know how hard I was geeking out that day. It probably had the same look that Dave had when he watched the trailer for the others. I mean, it was just incredible. But I've told that story before.
That is that's such an awesome picture too.
I've told the story before. I'll tell it one more time. But there was one time where, and here's the funny part: you're at NASA. And I was there with Simon Fisher-Becker. I was there with Dashni Affbrook. I was there with Sylvester McCoy, and I'm trying to remember the others. I was asked to be a guide for the tour group, and I was like Daphne's liaison or whatever, security guard for a better term. I don't know, but Sylvester was there, and he was walking in the NASA restaurant. Nobody recognized anybody in there. And I was just shocked. I was like, come on, there's got to be a bunch of Whovians in there. He walks by a table. There's two girls there sitting there, and they're just looking at Sylvester. They're just eyeing him. They just don't know what to say. And they see me walking by with Sylvester, and I was walking up to him, just guiding him around, showing him what he needed. And one of the girls pulls me over, and she goes, "Is that who I think it is?" And without skipping a beat, I go, "Yeah, that's Jodie Whittaker." So it was just, and those folks actually run a Facebook site called Crew to Who. So if you want to check them out, also check out where Mike. Just a quick question: where can people find our station? Who or Station One? What would be the best bet? Where would be their game?
Well, you can find all our shows at esonetwork.com. That's where all our shows are. But each show has its own individual website. And also we have a great Facebook group up on, Facebook under ESO Network. And we talk about all kinds of news stories, all kinds of just discussions and stuff. And we just have a ton of fun up there. And, it's just neat. But each one of my podcasts has its own site. So that's the best way to do it. We've been doing Earth Station 1 now for over 10 years. So we're coming up to episode, I think probably in the next 6-7 weeks, we're going to be up to episode 550. And
oh my God.
Wow.
We've only missed 1 week, and that doesn't even include the Dragon Con episode we've done or the bonus stories.
Yeah.
If you got that many episodes out and you miss 1 week in your you're a good employee. You're forgiven. Okay. I'll just call that as vacation day. Speaking of taking a vacation, because I had no segue.
Break.
We're gonna take a break.
Speaking of taking a break, take a vacation.
We're going to go to a break. When we continue on, please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and continue to be part of the legend. We'll be right back, wrapping up the discussion with Sylvester McCoy.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now. Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the last portion of the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS with our special guest who was just on here, the 7th Doctor, Sylvester McCoy. My name is Christian Basil. I'm with Dave from therapphole.ca, Mike Faber from Earth Station 1 for all things geek, including Doctor Who. So go listen to his 2 podcasts and then come back and always watch our podcast and subscribe. And the lovely Melanie Dean, Pieces of Melee. Welcome back there, folks. There. And I just want to remind you, if you notice all these commercials that we have, well, we bring you these items for free, but unfortunately, we got to pay the bills. So if you want to help us pay the bills, you've got a product, you've got music, you've got art, you've got something to share, please write to us at email sage@hangingwithshow.com or christian@hangingwithshow.com. That is spelled HANGIN withshow.com. You see all of our advertisers out here, all of our sponsors. We believe in them. They believe in us. We take good care of them, make sure that their products are on practically all of our episodes, but Melanie's sticking her finger up in the air.
One little carrot to dangle when it comes to advertising as well. Christian, how many people like the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS page now?
God, are we already up there? Okay. I did not have the number prepared.
It doesn't have to be the official number, but we hit a landmark. What was the number?
We hit. It just jumped up again. So 37,139 subscribers.
So if you advertise, that's how many people you're reaching.
That's how, exactly that, and that's just the Facebook page alone. If you subscribe to us, you will we can actually do the videos for you, do the audios for our podcast, do the videos for you for our Facebook page and our live streams and on our YouTube channel. I mean, there's so many packages that you can pick from. We'll help you out. You just sponsor us, we'll sponsor you. We want to take good care of you. All of our friends out there, Famous Faces and Funnies. My favorite one that I always love, and we always start out the bait man. Everybody who's been Dr. Who Velocity. Crystal is having a new episode come out based on Tron. You gotta catch that one. I definitely can't wait. Yeah, exactly, Mike.
A Doctor Who podcast talking about Tron? That's awesome.
No. It's a Doctor Who fanfic called Doctor Who Velocity. It stars Crystal Moore as the Doctor.
Ooh.
And she is, I think it's on her fifth or sixth episode.
It's a fan-made production. So
it's a fan-made.
It's like almost like a TV show.
Right, but you got to imagine that the Doctor. Just imagine the Doctor ending up in the world of Tron. That is the latest episode coming out over there. I can't.
Marvel's What If?
Yeah. Sorry, Terry. Terry McIver. Yeah. Hey, Terry. Yeah, you're gonna. Yeah. And yes, definitely. I missed out on it. If you want to, also please check out HWWS. On the YouTube channel, I think they were up to 12,000 subscribers with so much material out there. We got Thomas Carter with Life with Thor. We've got The Kitchen Killers, Mark B. Lee with Saturday Morning Cartoons, and it goes on and on. Nerd Culture, we've been right out there. Pillow Talk now just joined the team with Willow Schuyler. She does Pillow Talk out there, and for those little late night things, that's. I mean, if you have a geekdom or a fantasy that you're interested in, the HWWS team of now we're a family of podcasts and radio shows. We're out there for you, so please check it out there. I'm trying to find the link.
It was in our last.
I was looking for there we go. YouTube.com, user Garrett Pomacher, or you can just simply go to the YouTube channel and type in HWWS. That will pull it up, and then you just subscribe. And when our shows premiere, you're going to be there, ready to go. In fact, with some of us who use StreamYard, you can actually interact with us from there as well. There, yeah, Melanie, what's up?
I actually have a question for Dave. Where, out of all of the games that you've been playing, or at least since I know you came prepped with some props already, of those, what are the ones that you would say are the best kind of games to play that you can have fun, like a great adventure with the Seventh Doctor?
It really depends on what kind of game you want. Because I mean, we've got the role-playing game up here, and this is straight up a source book of all of his just Doctor. Like, that's... You can play Melanie.
I'm sorry.
You would think that I would be happy about this, but no.
I've got all the stats for them.
Love the name, but not so much the character. Sorry, Melanie. I did.
I mean, there's a whole line of those books.
Bonnie, why would we do that?
Why not have some carrot juice and be happy about it? You know, come on.
I go into a weapon would be the screaming banshee. I'm like, what's it? Don't. No, don't. I love Bonnie Langford. I'm sorry. But yeah, vast improvement when she goes over to Big Finish. Vast improvement.
Yes.
They really flesh out her character. So don't take our word for it. Go to bigfinish.com. Listen to her articles. Something. God, I forgot about it. It was an episode of The Valeyard. He just said Scars, where Melanie is. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Right.
That degree. Yeah, no, it's just that in some cases, especially in Classic Who, they just didn't flesh out the characters. Like Perry, who was a botanist, they didn't use that until like the Trial of the Time Lord, and it wasn't until Big Finish. Bonnie Langford's character, Melanie, was a computer genius. They didn't use that until Big Finish.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, well, she's working out within the characters joke and all that. And what was it? I think John Nathan Turner would say she would do a cliffhanger where she would scream in a certain octave of his choice or something like that. That's how the cliffhanger went.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about, Mike? Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well,
that.
we've always said though that Big Finish is just awesome for bringing more of the characters to life and more detail, the companions, but also I think Colin's Doctor has totally redeemed himself in Big Finish compared to how he was on the TV show. And and same thing with Perry, same thing with Mel, same thing even with Ace. Ace was always awesome anyway, but she's even more awesome in Big Finish. So
and they bring back Mags.
Yeah, true. That's very true.
One storyline not really background character, but side character, and now she's a full-on companion. Some great stories.
Well, folks, this is the end of the episode for our audio version. Thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to stick around for more of the discussion, please just stay on it with as well. But we just want a reminder: The Owners comes out September the 4th. Go ahead, put your numbers up just to remind me. Keep on looking on that. We will have links to that once it comes out, and any information on the Owners. And hopefully, coming this Christmas, we'll have Perfect Strangers, both starring Sylvester McCoy and Josh. I'm so excited about this. I really am. But anybody have any last words before we wrap up the audio portion of our show? We're still all fangirling. Do you understand this moment?
We're still floating from talking to Sylvester. This was like,
We skipped a question. Carrie was asking if that 37,000 is all of the Hanging With or just us?
Just us. Just the Traveling TARDIS. Just us.
It's that man up there. It is that man up there.
No,
that way. That way.
Yeah.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. That thing there that's floating.
Please continue to stay logged on, tune in. We don't have to go home because we already are, but we can't stay here. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us. Join us for the after party right now. And welcome to the after party.
Wow.
Okay, now we can talk.
Okay, I can let my hair down.
Yeah, we can. Oh, wait a minute! I didn't show him. I was so mad. This was under the sweater. That was under the sweater.
Bring back.
I didn't get my picture up to show him either.
I'm so elated that the StreamYard worked on his phone, because I know that StreamYard has been, for the people watching, that's the browser-based platform that we use to show this whole whatever the hell this is. And they've been making leaps and bounds almost week after week. So many people now use StreamYard, given the world we live in. And for a while, you could never use a phone. Then they could start using Androids. And now they've been doing a lot of significant updates with your iPhones, iPads, that kind of stuff. So if you joined us during our Katie Manning interview, we had some difficulties, but it ended up working out because we ended up FaceTiming her. Tim did. So it worked out. But Sylvester was able to get right on, have this horizontal view, and we were just ready to go. So
it's because of the French. That's why.
And folks, just for those of you joining us who might have never been to an after party, this is the audio version of this show has ended, but we're still recording live stream to the Facebook and YouTube channel, so you can continue to chat with us if you have any questions. We did have Sylvester McCoy. If you're just joining us, we did have Sylvester McCoy on the Seventh Doctor. All of us are fangirling. Put
mine up. Put my picture up.
Yes.
Put your. Oh, that's right. Oh, I apologize. There's so much, but notice. Take a look at his hat. Bingo.
Oh.
That is actually my hat. This hat is that hat.
That's where it's at, man.
I like his new glasses.
He wore that was in Calgary at the Calgary Comics and Entertainment Expo.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you were saying there was a specific haberdasher makes those? They make all their own hats?
This one's commercial, so no, that wasn't this one. But yeah, I've since upgraded my button on it.
No, you're fine, Graham. Once this episode ends, you can actually watch it. And see all the Sylvester stuff. So again, we apologize for everybody, and for people who weren't who we couldn't do the live chats because Sylvester was on a time crunch. We had limited discussion for it. I mean, we actually had some other stuff, but we got to follow the rules. But we were just so happy that he was able to come out over here.
It was
I
awesome.
know Mackenzie, the Twitch channel. I know. Sorry, Mackenzie. Hey, Martina.
We sat there the whole time talking to Sylvester. You could see us all going,
yeah, exactly.
I gotta come back down here. Yeah. But no, it was very much a look, you have 15 or 20 minutes. We'll give you some extra time for, set up for technical difficulties, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we already had our outline. Unfortunately, we couldn't be as freeform like we do with Tim or Sophie or Richard, where we can just have fun and be able to do the commercials and whatnot. But hey, Christian got Sylvester.
Yay, Christian.
Got to talk to him.
Good man.
I'm gonna cry now.
Yes. All the emails you sent back, yes.
Christian, I'm actually just running back.
Christian pulled that off, y'all. Give him all them kudos.
I'm actually just pulling back to some of the comments that we kind of just skipped over. We just want to make sure that we got everybody. And I know I sadly apologize we weren't able to get to everybody. We want to make sure. Yet, yay, best classic Doctor and Radagast. Did anybody ever play other Radagast out there?
Nope.
I don't.
Was he in the animated one?
No.
I don't think so.
So. He was a pretty small.
I can't remember if Radagast was Radagast in the animated.
Yeah, that's one. I don't know.
No.
I forgot. I was going to have spoons. Oh God, I forgot.
No, Radagast.
We had spoons.
No, he was not in the. Well, you have to realize the 1970s animated one was only 90 minutes.
Yeah, the Rick and Bass one was.
Yeah.
Small.
Yeah, it was not large, and Peter Jackson had 3 movies to spread out, so of course.
So they added a bunch for that character specifically. Yeah.
Exactly. So.
Because why wouldn't you when you've got Sylvester doing what he does?
Yes, Graham. It is the first Doctor actor we've had on the Traveling TARDIS, and I'm hoping for more to come very soon. But yeah, it's one of those things that I don't want to. Yeah, I'll geek out.
Geek
Go
out.
For it.
It's after party. Geek out now.
This is your show. Geek out.
I know. Do you remember?
Professional. You're fine now.
Do you remember? Melon, you were there when I interviewed Paul McGann, right? At MegaCon?
I was in the audience.
You were in the audience,
I did not know this guy yet. And I have a ton of pictures and videos. And one thing we should, oh my God, well, you know what we should do? Since we're in the after party, I'm just talking out loud. I have video of him doing the war speech from, I have the video of that. Ooh. At one point, somebody in the audience had asked, was it somebody in the audience had asked?
Somebody brought in their tablet and had in the script. And I was thinking about doing
moderating
it. Yeah, I was moderating. MegaCon just kind of walked up and just said, hey, I don't want to put anybody down at MegaCon, but they're like, we know you're the Doctor Who expert. We know you do a podcast. Can you host Paul McGann?
Which this does happen with conventions, is like you start slotting people in for moderating spots, but then if you find somebody that if a moderator does have that tendency to go, look, I really don't know the person. Do you know anyone else that would want to have it? So it's not like they come unprepared, but they're open to, okay, how can we be agile to have the best show possible? And in this case, it was, wait, we have a Doctor Who guy that
we have a Doctor Who guy. So they could go like, we've heard your panels. You've done. Can you do this? And it was actually. I don't want to give the name away because I don't want to get them in trouble. They were kind of admitting this, like, we don't have anybody who's Doctor Who knowledge or who has done interviews or panels. They found me. So they brought me up on, they told me in advance I was going to be interviewing him. Now I wanted to do one thing. It was Paul McGann's birthday the previous week in another convention. So I'm like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go completely big. So we got him a birthday cake with his own traveling TARDIS inside the cake. I got all the pictures, and I got him, and I said we wanted something special,
of course,
because you're here in Florida. I got him mouse ears with the words Paul on the back of them. I don't know if he still got them or not, but
I hope so.
I was like, we gave it to him, and there's pictures on the traveling TARDIS. Of
he wears it every night before he goes to bed.
That's right. He puts them on and goes, look what this kid gave me in Florida. What the heck?
Yeah, during the panel,
MOUSD.
I asked him, during the panel, somebody had asked him if he's either read the War speech or would he mind reading it, because it became almost a panel thing just at that point where people were asking other doctors to read the 12th Doctor's speech during this Zygon inversion?
Well, it became this new thing with conventions that they would have a classic Doctor read a current Doctor speech.
Yes.
So Sylvester has actually read the Pandorica speech. I think it's actually out there. There've been doctors, and somebody walked up with their tablet and said, "Could you read it?" And it was the Zygon inversion speech with Peter Capaldi, and it was just done beautifully. And I don't know if you knew.
It was a cold read, and it was
a cold read.
It was. I mean, he kind of explained to everyone what a cold read was. Kind of just let everyone know this is how it works. Kind of getting everyone's expectations where they should be. But it was absolutely incredible what he did with it. And I have video, so maybe at some point we should have an episode where we just kind of show videos of.
I would love that. It was
I've seen John Hurt do the same speech. Not seen. I watched it on YouTube, but John Hurt's done it too. And I mean, it's brilliant. Every actor who's grabbed it and had done it, even as a cold read, it's fantastic. As all the doctors, the caliber of the actor, a testament to the caliber of the actor of them would be able to do.
Well, I'm doing this right now so I can trademark it. Instead of classic doctors reading current Who, we should have current Who read classic doctors. So like the Sixth Doctor speech in the Trial of the Time Lord. What was it? The speech where he's berating the Time Lords in the Trial of the Time Lord.
I would kill to hear Jodie do that.
Jodie or David or Matt or Peter. Could you imagine Peter going nuts with that speech, or any of the classic stuff right there? The scene with the I think it's the Ark in space, where the Fourth Doctor's walking around. He's paying homage to humanity inside the Ark, and he's something to. Gosh, I wish I could remember them. I'm still fangirling from Sylvester, but he says something like Homo sapiens, and he's just like, oh gosh. But I would love that.
For Peter, I think I would want Jodie to do that Sixth Doctor speech, because we haven't seen her do anything that powerful and yelling and For Peter, because we've already seen how he can go into a slow simmer boil and then roll a rolling boil. I would kill to have him do the Tom Baker, the Fourth Doctor, Genesis of the Daleks little monologue, because it's just with the two. Yes,
yeah.
I would kill for him because it's so low key. It's a simmer, and I would love to see Capaldi do that.
It would be great to see David. It would be great to see David Tennant do something from the Fifth Doctor.
This should be an episode.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah,
this should be an episode right now. I'm thinking here, Mike. I'm thinking this. Peter Capaldi reads off the scene in the final Key to Time where he looks like he's going mad. You know what I'm talking about?
Would be, of course.
Peter Capaldi.
Actually, I could see Matt Smith doing that.
Matt Smith could do it too. The scene, if anybody knows the scene where he finally assembles the Key to Time and he's sitting there looking at it and he's freaking out Romana because I have the key to time, and then he does that eye thing where he's like,
I have all the power in the world.
Yeah, exactly, because I've got the key to time. Could you imagine Capaldi or Matt Smith? Probably even David, all the doctors at some point. Something like that. But Jodie Whittaker, that would be interesting.
Who would you give?
Who would be? What's up?
Go ahead.
Who would you give to Christopher Eccleston?
I would think for Eccleston, I would want him to do that Collins speech, because Eccleston plays angry so well and everything. And he could play it, you stupid idiot, type thing. And he does that so well. How many times did he berate Rose, you stupid monkey, you messed up, type thing. That you humans always do this. I could see Colin's speech out of that. The same attitude for it and everything, I think would work really well.
God.
Mm-hmm.
We're having dream stuff.
I know. Or even better, I could see the Ninth Doctor doing Patrick Troughton when he's about to get regenerated by the Time Lords, when he's like pleading with them, no, you don't have to do this. We could do this, and and everything like that. And that was just awesome. That's one of my favorite speeches Troughton did and everything. Because he was so good as the Doctor. and it was just awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, Graham is following up on you, Melanie. Do I have the right speech? Who would do that? I'd be one of I'll put Capaldi. I got to put Capaldi in there if I wanted to do that because technically he did. He was. They brought back Davros during his time.
Yeah.
To answer that question, if Davros was a kid, would you kill him?
You know what I would do for do I have the right speech?
What's that?
The War Doctor.
Yes.
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 Yeah. John
Because at
Hurt.
first I was almost thinking the Ninth Doctor, but then I think the Ninth Doctor, when he was shouting at during the Dalek episode, it's very similar.
It is very.
So I wouldn't. I'm like, it's the same kind of performance. My brain would kind of wrap around, but yeah, John Hurt doing that.
Yeah, that would be just awesome. Yeah,
TARDIS to work.
Taken from us too soon.
Can you think of anything for the Fugitive Doctor?
Oh, good lord!
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god! I will now. I want to see her do. Do I have the right? It's weird because I want to see pieces of where I stereotypically know the Doctor to be more angry. I want them to have that a 180 of what their typical characterization is, and doing speeches that are opposite.
Oh, so not them.
Kind of what I want in my brain.
I know this sounds a little bit weird, and Debbie goes, still doing the Zygon anti-war speech. Yeah, I think he's, does he do that? I don't think so. Maybe he has. But yeah, that would be great. But you know what I'm thinking? I just had it on the top of my brain. I don't know why I jumped to this, but Jodie doing the last speech that Sylvester makes in Survival.
Oh, that's a good
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The last speech in Survival. The last bit of dialogue. It goes where the skies are asleep, the sleeps are burning, people made of smoke or something like that. Come on, Ace, we've got work to do. Because that would be so nice to hear that speech and then enter a childhood's end. Because Jodie is in that one.
Yeah.
In the Aces story.
I could see that. I definitely could see that. I'm going to be very interested to see, who we could get. This could almost be a full episode for you.
It is. It's right now starting.
Yeah.
We'll just clip this one out and make another hour.
Yeah, we should just do this, and that would just take care of another week right there.
Oh, we got some. What we got, Graham? Each would bring such a unique version, but all still be the Doctor. Yeah, everybody.
Well, exactly. Exactly.
Everybody would do it. I would love to see it.
I would love to see one of the more current Doctors do the speech that Hartnell did in Dalek Invasion of Earth. I shall return, that one someday, that one. And it's just such an awesome speech. I would love to see one of the current Doctors do that, almost like repeated in an episode would be awesome, type thing right before the regeneration or something like that. It could be really cool. You could also almost see like Capaldi, who was holding back his regeneration and everything, doing that one. Could be cool.
Yeah.
And we want to thank Mackenzie Floor for our Twitch followers. Want to be a part of Mackenzie's Spellbinding community, join her on Discord. And if you're following us on Twitch, thank you for joining us. Thanks, Mackenzie Floor. And the Rite of Wands. Check out her book at there. But yeah, God, this is an episode waiting to happen. I hate this. We're just filling it out.
It literally should be like series of recast, and it's like, okay, we are going to be talking about this episode. Remember that in this episode, these are the speeches that happened, and recast it.
Well, that's what happened with us with Earth Station 1, because we originally started it as a geeky Doctor Who podcast. And too many people were saying, we love hearing you talk about all the geek stuff, but you talk way too much about Doctor Who stuff also.
It all goes back.
And so literally we split off into the Doctor Who podcast. And it was awesome to be able to do that. That's how my network was born, because we split into two shows, and then other people just said, why don't you come join us for this and this and that, and so we just started growing from there, and it's just awesome. And I love what somebody on the chat just wrote, the Pandorica speech. To hear someone like Tom Baker doing the Pandorica speech,
I would pay 3 digits amount of money for Tom. If I say, Tom, I just want to record you, just do this speech, I would pay him money. Large amounts of money.
I have a nice $20 bill in my pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now.
I have
It's funny as I'm trying to think what Pertwee would have done with the Pandorica speech.
Well, there's an easy way to figure that out. You give it to his son.
I know. Good God, I wouldn't.
I want him as the doctor.
I do too.
And I want him as his dad. I wanted 13 to be 3. Like, just him, very, very much his dad doing it. And I mean, he'd move into his own thing after, but that's what I really wanted to see because they're so similar in so many ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I love the story where he sent a picture of him in cosplay of his father. And Sean Pertwee, it was in Gotham, is Alfred, for those who don't know. But he sent a picture of himself dressed up as his dad with a wig on for his hair to his mother, who then said, "I don't remember this picture of your father."
Oh my God!
That's how like they are.
Wow. Because I know I've seen different photos, like still photos of Pertwee, and in like because of the whole Gotham thing, doing the con circuit, and I just automatically like scrolling through and like half-assed look and realize, oh my God, he is just more and more looking like his father.
Yep,
it's absurd. So I'm kind of like, can somebody please do an episode of Who where 13 meets 3? Just have we've already
recast 2 sort of.
Yeah.
I mean,
worked beautifully. I remember watching that YouTube video, that was at Comic-Con. At some point, somebody had asked because they had just done the David Bradley being the first Doctor, and because I remember they had asked him off at Comic-Con, and he said, and someone said that was just the absolute most brilliant idea you've ever had, showing us this, that here he had portrayed Hartnell. So if he's portrayed Hartnell, clearly he could also be Hartnell in this. And he ended up saying something along the lines of, he goes, well, I can't take credit for that because somebody had brought that up during New York Comic-Con. And he goes, if you go back and you watch the tape, they asked me, have I ever considered da-da-da-da? They were asking just as a general panel question. And he goes, and you'll see me just also go, and like, you can see the idea popped into his head. He's like, that's when it happened. When I realized, oh my God, I could do that. I could take him because he now is in our little canon world. The fans knows him as one. They can't, it's already been sold.
Well, David Bradley was just so much better as the first Doctor than even the gentleman they had for the 5 Doctors.
Mm-hmm.
It seems more natural. It's more of a fit, which is awesome and everything.
And it's possible the fact that he had to go back and do Hartnell first really helped probably develop that as he came in as the Doctor.
Yeah.
He
of course.
His own version. He was playing,
I don't think Richard Hurndall is bad. He was just basically you're being told you have to play this role. And I think he interpreted it the best way he can, but I think you do see a little bit of Richard Hurndall peering in there.
Yeah.
That made it his own character. I think he did, but I think with David Bradley, he was told you have to be William Hartnell. You have to portray the William Hartnell. So when he take on the role for Big Finish and all that, I think he just slipped into the club. But for all these missing episodes I keep hearing about people, that they're doing animated, I'm always questioning, it's like, would it be okay if we had them fill in the gaps with current people who are alive and would do like a second and third Doctor? Or I see you cringing, Mike. And then would you see David Bradley like, here's a missing episode, we're going to have the team come in and do that?
I'm torn on that. I'm really torn because I've loved what David Bradley and crew have done on Big Finish. I've liked a lot of that. But then you also have Frasier being the second Doctor on Big Finish also, because he does an amazing Patrick Troughton.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty awesome. But I'm not so 100% sure about the missing episodes and having these people come in and react it or something. It would be just a recreation, I would think.
I wouldn't do it as an animated. If I was going to do something like that, I would straight up take all the notes, take all the reference material, and reshoot the entire thing live. Here's your missing episode in the middle. Episode. Very obvious recreation, but not animated.
Yeah. So that's the bad thing. It's like if we were doing something that's the third Doctor, here I'm in a visual world. I want his son. I want his son to be it. But I've listened to Big Finish and I love Tim. Tim is freaking uncanny. Tim Treloar. So I don't want to like snob Tim and go, no. You don't have the look.
No, he's nailed it. You know who's great is Sophie Aldred as 13. She nailed that voice out of the park.
Oh yeah,
you can't tell the difference between her and Jodie. It just is almost impossible. I was like, I can't hear it now. She does it.
No, it's pretty amazing and it's cool. But they also in Big Finish have the alternate version of the third Doctor too. Mm-hmm. So they have an alternate reality version.
Oh, they do.
So
wait,
yeah, David Warner.
David Warner's the third Doctor. Right. Yeah. So. Which is pretty awesome too.
It's so hard to have a hard stance on these things.
Is that still from? Is that still from the
productions?
Is that from the episode? God, with the one with Nicholas Courtney? Are they running that? What if the Unbound episode, or is this completely?
It's all based off of that.
It's all based off of that.
They just split it into a different direction and everything.
Yeah,
which is pretty awesome.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, the Unbound series were kind of the what if questions. What if the Doctor were evil? What if the Valyard won? What if there was no limits to the Doctor? If the ends justified the means, which is I fight full Fathom 5 or something, things like that. But one of them is what if I think what was it? If the wrong Doctor showed up or something, or what was the question about the third Doctor?
It was something about his regeneration or something like that.
Yeah. What if the Doctor didn't come down with the spearheads or something like that? What if he came later or something like that? Because he landed with the spearheads from space. He landed with those folks, but something happened. I think he missed the marker, but his presence was supposed to save Earth, but it didn't. He wasn't there on time. I didn't hear the episode, and that's so shameful of me. I need to hear that.
I haven't heard.
But Catherine Darch just basically reads off every Doctor, so I was just like, okay.
Well, have you guys seen the recreation they did of Mission to the Unknown by the college students?
I heard about that, but I didn't even check it out.
Oh, it is so amazing, and it's so perfect. We actually reviewed it for the podcast, and we watched it. They literally had it scene by scene, and and everything from the original. So it was pretty awesome, and to do it on stage was amazing. So,
wow. Okay, so we just had an episode, discussed an episode, talked about doing the episode, and just finished the episode.
Yeah.
Which will probably be
busy. It's only 2:00 Eastern Standard Time, so
exactly.
I've got to go back to work.
Oh,
okay. Oh.
That's right.
Well, I took my extended lunch break today.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be wrapping this up in a few minutes. Thank you so much for joining us in the after party. And again, remember, please, this September the 4th will be coming out The Owners with Sylvester McCoy and Maisie Williams. Please check it out. We'll be checking it out. We might even stop. We might even be should we do a review of The Owners?
Yeah.
Should we talk about that?
Why the hell not?
Oh,
I don't mind. I know it's not Doctor Who, but I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
For me, as long as the Doctor's in it, it's Doctor Who. There works such language.
Sorry, I know it's a 4-letter word.
It is a 4-letter word. A 4 right there. There's your 4.
A 4-letter word.
And hopefully, coming this Christmas is Perfect Strangers.
So if enough of us watch The Owners, I think we can have a bonus episode. I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind either.
I was going to do a watch party. That would be kind of fun. Like
if
everybody wanted to do that, if everyone wanted to just kind of hang on, we do our own. We're watching on our own screens live. Okay, everyone, hit play at the same time.
We're doing that with Bill and Ted tonight. So, yeah.
Oh my God, great show, folks! Please, Deb Waters. There's some audios out there. Let me give a shout out to Deb Waters, the Ministry of Chance. And Deb, if you want to put some links up here before we go, let me know, or just put some links so people will know there. But check out the Ministry of Chance. She runs that Facebook page. Gosh, sorry, my brain fried, but Sylvester McCoy has My fangirl won't shut up. She's still screaming. But
dude, I walked back into that when I had left to use the restroom before or during our like little set area. Came on, sat down. Mike was here. Everybody, Dave and Christian are here. Sit down, and all of a sudden, boop!
You're like,
screamed.
I'm flattering you.
I'm like, okay, ready to do this? We could do this.
I'm spritzing here. I'm falling. What am I going to do? Hey, Gavalt. Hey.
Gotcha, folks. Well, again, thank you for joining us. 37,000 Facebook subscribers, 12,000 on the YouTube channel for the Hanging With Web Show. We can't thank you enough, and we hope you enjoy this because we're going to be doing a lot more throughout the year as we get into 2021 with the latest episode of Jodie Whittaker and the series coming out in 2021. Check out Mike down there at Earth Station Who. Check out Dave at therathole.com. Check out Melanie Dean, preferably on her Facebook page.
What was that, Christian?
Therathole.ca.
Not
.com.
.com.
What did I say?
You said .com again.
Okay, sorry.
You have to remember that.
I know.
And you can read all of my Doctor Who reviews at the comment in the comment section that Christian might pull up.
They might pull up.
Might not. It's like
bye, everybody.
We can't have to go home, but can't stay here, folks. Thanks.
Bye.
Have a great day. Become part of the legend.
I miss you already.